YouTube? Thanks for checking out The Film Geek. Today I'm talking about the 1983 film, Christine.
So, Mr. LeBay, how much do you want for it?
I've been asking 300. Make it 250 for you.
250? Arnie, this thing isn't worth 50 bucks.
The money's not important, and there'll be no bringing her back here because I'm selling this shithole and buying me a condo.
You got a deal.
I'll get the pink slip.
John Carpenter week continues with Christine, which is starring Keith Gordon, John Stockwell, and Alexandria Paul. A nerdy guy buys an old car and fixes it up, and wouldn't you know it, this old car is just possessed with pure evil and it goes around killing people. Christine is based off of the Stephen King book of the same name. In fact, Stephen King was so popular at the time that the production of this film began before the book Christine was even published. King says he chose the 58th Plymouth Fury for Christine because he said it was a forgotten car. He didn't want to use a car that already had a legend attached to it, like the 1950s Thunderbird or the 57 Chevy. Christine was released December 9th, 1983, and it grossed around $21.1 million on a $10 million budget, and critics thought the movie was okay, and it's sitting on Rotten Tomatoes at a 69%. So what do I like about this movie? Well, alright, I feel like this movie is an unconventional slasher movie. Now hear me out. Christine is either one of two things. Christine is either the weapon of the slasher, because most of the victims in this film have, wronged the main character in some way, shape, or form, but some of the other victims just wronged Christine. So is Christine the weapon of the slasher, or is Christine the slasher herself? I also love the use of the 1950s rock and roll in this film. It gives this really eerie air to Christine whenever she's on screen. You start to hear like some bebop music from the early 50s, and then all of a sudden, somebody gets killed. Also, too, the visual effects in this film are off the chain. They did some really amazing stuff for the time period in this film. There's this whole scene where Christine heals herself in the garage while Artie is watching her just kind of morph back into herself again. And I guess they use hydraulic pumps and everything to achieve the special effect. And let me tell you guys, it has aged amazingly well. So if you're looking for a movie that's not too heavy on the scares, but a little heavy on the atmosphere and the spookiness, well then Christine is right up your alley, and you can currently find it streaming with commercials on Pluto TV, and you can also find it for rent out there on YouTube, Amazon Prime, and Google Movies. Okay guys, that brings us to the end of another Film Geek video. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications so you know when I put another one of these videos up, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's another thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.